question 4, we're sketching the square root of these, and then we're going to sketch y squared equals that. So you'd think this would be just the square root. Hang on. You'd think this thing would be just the square root, because y then would be the square root of f of x, but really what it's talking about is the plus and minus. So when we're just finding the square root, we're finding the positive square root only, and when we're doing y squared equals f of x, we're doing the positive and the negative, so essentially you're going to reflect it. We'll see. So if I want to sketch the square root of this first one, so I'm doing square roots in blue, well, I'm going to pick out certain points. So I'm going to pick out where it's 0, because the square root of 0 is 0, and I'm going to pick out where it's 1, because the square root of 1 is 1. And then I know that if I take the square root of a number that's like a decimal between 0 and 1, it's going to be bigger than that number. And if I take, and then we have the same thing happening here. Hang on. Soon we're going to have the same thing happening here. Yeah, so it's going to look kind of like that. If I then want to do y squared equals f of x, it's essentially that. I'm just going to make this one kind of fatter so you can see it under what I'm about to do. So we have this, but we've also got the minus of that. So we then also have to turn it upside down. Flip it upside down and reverse it. I don't know, Missy Elliott, you guys are too young. This next one, we're taking square roots, so it gets to 1 here, so that's fine. Well, square root of 1 is 1, so we're going to hit that point. Square root of 0 is 0. And then, like all of these, it's going to be above it. And it's going to look more like that. And obviously, if I'm doing, hang on, I'll make that one big again. If I'm doing y squared equals that, then I've got this part the same, but I'm also, I want to get it looking kind of the same. I'm also going to end up like that as well. And for the last one, this one, it's a bit of a special one because we can't take square roots of negatives. So we're not even going to touch this or this. So if I'm doing the square root of this thing, then what I'm doing is, well, it's going to be 1 here, so it's going to hit there. It's going to hit these zeros, and it's 1 here, so it's going to hit there. In between though, I'm taking the square root of a number, so it's going to kind of come up a bit more. And it's going to kind of go down a bit more. And then between here and the next bit, it's going to kind of be more rounded. And go off like that. So these ones would have all gone. Oh no, that one wouldn't have. This one would have. Okay, if I then want to do the y squared equals this, then yes, I've got this bit and this bit. But I've also got the reflections of them because I've also got minus that. Like that. So they're not too hard once you get the hang of it, you know.